Okay, so here we are at the project. Okay, so this was actually set up for a couple of terms, like a regular semester. So just never mind the first couple sentences here, but you kind of got an idea of how to write a blog. You're going to have to use that, those websites, and go in and explore those things a little bit more to be able to get a bit more of a sense of how you want to set things up. But remember, the hyperlinks and those links are really, really important for this particular project. Because you're not going to have the opportunity to travel and experience the destinations firsthand like these people do, you're going to do this project via online research. So, like I said, more and more in the digital age, travelers are turning to the travel bloggers and vloggers to help them plan their holidays. This little hyperlink here just takes you back to this page right here. Okay. So they Vloggers provides an interactive online experience that travel agencies don't. So you can either walk into a flight center and they can show you a computer screen that has a bunch of figures on it and show you a bunch of magazines, or you can actually go through a blog and be able to click your way through all the different hyperlinks. It's a lot more interactive, and it's a lot more interesting than just kind of like looking at pictures in a magazine. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to pick a country that you want to visit. Okay, so it can be any country in the world. It can even be Canada, but it has to be outside of Ontario if you choose to do something in Canada. And then once you've picked that country, you're going to research and record how you're going to get to that destination. So whether it's by plane, train, or automobile. Okay. You have to visit a travel website like iTravel 2000, Trivago, Kayak, Expedia would be another one that you could use. And once you've landed on the page, you're going to find out how much it's going to cost for a round trip. Okay? And it must be outside the province of Ontario, like I said. And I'm going to actually go over that with you guys in a couple of seconds here. You're going to provide the currency exchange rate, like that person did in their vlog, right? For you can see what the the exchange rate is from a Canadian dollar. So this can be done by a simple Google search. For instance, 1 Canadian dollar is worth 75 cents US dollars. So just type it into the search bar, and there's online calculators that you can figure it out with. So once you're in the country, you're going to pick 3 cities or towns that you would like to travel to. Okay? And once you've chosen those 3 destinations within the country, you're going to research and write about the following tourism sectors in each place has to offer. So first off, food. So you're going to tell your readers about the great food that you can find in these cities or towns. Okay? You need to write about, you could write about local cuisine, what the area is best known for as far as food goes. It could be fine dining restaurants, hole-in-the-wall restaurants, ones that locals like to frequent, street food, or anything else that's really unique. What you cannot do is give me, don't tell me that you're going to go to McDonald's and Burger King and Subway and stuff like that, okay? You got one of those on every street corner in every place in the entire world. What I want to see is what's unique about that particular place. So if I'm going to the Amalfi Coast in Italy, I want to see stuff about, like the fresh lemons that they've got and like the fresh seafood that they do and where I could go and eat some really cool places. So I need to pick 2 places in each one of these cities or towns. Okay? Mark Wiens, there's the hyperlink to his website, so you can, his YouTube page. So you can follow that in there if you want to. Again, now you're going to look at accommodations. Each one of those cities or towns has to have 2 examples of a place that you can stay at. Okay, so you're going to find accommodations that fits 2 different price points. So one could be a hotel and then maybe, a hostel, or it could be like a conference hotel and then a motel, or any combination of the 2. But what you want to do is just try and find 2 different price points. It doesn't matter what they are. So you could be staying at the penthouse suite in Las Vegas at Caesar's Palace, and you could spend like $2,000 a night if you wanted to. Or You could stay at, like something that's off the strip at like a cheap hotel where you could spend like $50 a night. So it's up to you. Just make sure that you give me the information. So you're going to give me the information on the place, give me a link to the website, how much you can expect to pay per night, and what kind of amenities that those places would be able to give you. Okay, so amenities would be, is there breakfast included? Is there cable TV? Is there Wi-Fi? Is there, so on and so forth. Okay. Next, you're going to do transportation. Once you're at your destination, you're going to identify the best way to get around. So these could be rental cars, Ubers, Lyfts, taxis, buses, trains, rickshaws, gondolas, boats, horses, bicycles, anything that will get you from point A to point B. Okay? You're also going to tell me how you're going to get from one city to the next. So, for instance, if I chose to go to Mexico and I flew into Cancun, I would find out how much it was going to cost me to go to maybe one of the resorts. So I would find out how much it would take to get a car there or a taxi there. And then maybe from Cancun, from the resort, I am going to go down to Playa del Carmen. So how am I going to get from the resort to Playa del Carmen? Right? So then you would find out how much that would cost and what it is that you're going to take to get there. Finally, you're going to do recreation and entertainment. So here's those eco and adventure tourisms. So each place that you go to, so each city, you're going to tell me one eco-tourism thing and one adventure tourism thing. So eco-tourism is, again, naturalized areas, national parks, waterfalls, museums, art galleries, festivals, that kind of stuff. Adventure tourism, thinks high octane, right? Fishing, skiing, tennis, sporting events, skydiving, cave diving, snorkeling, scuba diving, zip lining, all of that kind of stuff. All right. Each category, so food, accommodations, transportation, and recreation, must be supported by a brief but detailed write-up that describes what your travel options are in each destination, as well as the approximate cost for each. Here's where you're using like pictures and hyperlinks and links to other websites and to YouTube channels for people to be able to give you a more interactive experience. Okay, for the sake of this assignment and ease, you're going to do this by using Google Slides, not WordPress. Okay. Finally, down at the bottom here, there's a template that you can use to help you along. So to give you an example here, for instance, my destination is going to be Mexico, right? So I won't want to go to Mexico. So I would go maybe up here, and I would go to Expedia. And I'm going to click on Expedia. And then I'm going to want to make sure that I just click on flights. Okay, because I'm not looking for all-inclusive vacations here, which is over here. I'm not looking for packages. Okay, I might click on this if I want to rent a car somewhere. So you can think about things like to do there. So if I want to leave from, and I would say YYZ is Toronto, but you can just put in Toronto Pearson. I could do that. Okay. So I'm going to click on Toronto Pearson. I'm going to go to Cancun, if that's where I wanted to fly into, in Quinturu. And I want to fly out, I don't know, let's call it in May. And I'm going to fly out on the 5th, and I'm going to come back on the 12th, fly out on the 12th and come back on the 18th, okay? And then I could press search. Now this is going to be kind of funny right now because there's not a lot of flights available. You're going to see it's mostly United Airlines because Canada's stopped all flights to the Caribbean right now. So you're going to have some pretty high-priced flights where normally it would be a lot cheaper. Thank COVID for that. Okay, and then finally you can see here all American Airlines, like I said before. And you could click on this thing here, and you could take a screenshot of this. So I would say basic economy. And if I want to take a screenshot, you should know how to do that. But if you don't, you can always do this. go to snip. In your bar, use the snipping tool. And I would do new. And I would take a little screenshot of that. Okay. And I would say save it. And I would say flight to Cancun. Save. And then once I go down here, where am I here? Go back here. And I could go down to my file here. Actually, I might be able to just paste it in there. There you go. Yeah, that's on my clipboard. So now I've got this in there, and I could actually take this whole thing and I could use this in one of my slides. Okay? Then I'm going to go down here. I'm going to pick out 3 different places to go to in Mexico. So let's say I'm going to go to Cancun, and I'm going to go to Playa del Carmen, and I'm going to go to, let's see here, where maybe I'll go to Tulum. Okay, so these are all up and down the coast in the Mayan Riviera. So then I'm going to look at transportation. I'm going to have to go and figure out how I'm going to get around. So how am I going to get around Cancun? I'm going to look for 2 things for transportation. So maybe a taxi and maybe an Uber, right? Find out how much it's going to cost me to get around. Food. So if I want to go to figure out what's the best place to go and eat in Cancun, maybe I would go authentic Mexican food in Cancun, do a little research. I can see here some of the top things that have been, so the Hacienda, looks like this is on what appears to be, I don't even know what site I'm on here. Anyway, I can click on here. Right, I can go to the website. Right, and from there, I could copy and paste that and go into here. And now I've got at least something that I can work off of. Okay, so I've got a website to the Hacienda, and there I can kind of build on that. And I would say, oh, I can eat this and I can eat that. Maybe put some pictures of some food in there. Here's a link to the website, for the menu and so on and so forth. Here I would figure out some ecotourism, so things that you can do around Cancun that would be like some sightseeing stuff maybe. And then maybe I'm going to go do some snorkeling or something like that. Again, give me some links to some websites that you can use. And then accommodations, different places I can stay at. Maybe I'm staying at a resort. Maybe I'm staying at a hotel. So put those things in there. So this is a working template that you can work off of. Then I would do the same thing for Playa. Then I would do the same thing for Tulum. And then down here, I could have some extra notes, possibly some resources that I've used. Okay, so if you take a look quickly, this is the last little part of it. I'm going to show you really quick here. I got to find my drive. So if I go to my drive, I'm going to show you an exemplar of somebody who's filled this out. So this is somebody who went to, I think they went down to Fiji or something like that. So you can see how they've done the same thing here. Now they kind of wrote this stuff in there instead of putting a proof of the flight in there. I would like it if you guys could put the proof in there. But you can see how they filled this all out and used it. And then finally down in the bottom here, they gave themselves a whole bunch of hyperlinks and stuff like that to help them navigate and get back to the places that they researched. Finally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this up on the classroom, and I'm also going to put up a couple of exemplars of some really well done work by some previous students about how you would go about putting your thing together. And that's it.